Hello and welcome to the ANZCRL 1998 Kart Indycar Championship Round 3 from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm Commander Cirrus 53 and I'm here with the one, the only Woody Lizard. How are you today, Woody?
Feeling really good actually. Missed this round, so it's going to be great re-watching this. I'm going to be like the audience, enthralled just to see what happens around the airport here at Cleveland.
Yeah, it's quite the interesting circuit for round 3 and it should hopefully throw up a few surprises and um, race trim. So
Yeah,
we're 2 rounds into the championship now, and we'll just have a quick look at how the standings are heading into round 3. And at the moment, on top on 37 points, we have Magic Mass for Newman Haas Racing with Detective 209, 4 points behind him in the other Newman Haas car. Commander Series 53 in third with 28. Ernst Van Gore running a very consistent season so far. It's on fourth place, 22. Dark GR TTV with Team Cool Green in fifth with Dado Racer sixth. Uh, Only having done the one round, missing last week. Yourself, Woody, in the Acero Wells Racing car in seventh, with Hyperden just behind you in the Target Chip Ganassi number 12, also on 12 points. Stubbs Lachlan 4 for the 36 All American races, leading the group at the back there with 7. Old Diggs just behind with his debut last week on 6 points. Bo Kane in 11th with his teammate on Camo Code and 12th, both on 5 points.
yeah. Bo Kane obviously come down with a little bit of a sickness, so I believe he didn't attend. He couldn't make it on for round 3 as well. So he's only been in the opening round, so he's had a lot of pace, Bo. So it's unfortunate that he's missed these next 2 rounds. So hopefully we see him back for round 4. But we'll go through qualifying quickly, Cirrus, if you want. We had Cirrus yourself taking out pole with a 57.994 second lap, so well under a minute around here on the airport in your number one Chip Ganassi Reynard. And then we had Magic Mass, who's leading the championship in second. So the two, well, the top three, with Magic being leading the championship and yourself in third, are going to be on the front row. On the second row, we got Dark TV in his, the cool green number 26 car, and alongside him will be Old Diggs in the plays. That was a great qualifying result here for the second time being out on the with the Indycars in fourth position. On the third row, we've got second place man in the championship, Detective, not qualifying too well in fifth position, but not too far off the pace. But that's how quick everyone was. He was only point 0.4 of second off pole position, and he was in fifth. And alongside him on the third row will be Dado Racer in the second of the cool green Reynard Hondas. On the fourth row, on the inside, will be Ernst Van Gore in seventh position. He's been a driver that's sort of come through the pack on most of these races, so qualifying not his strong point, but then he's got Stubbs alongside him on the fourth row in eighth position. In ninth, Hyperden in the second of the Chip Ganassi cars will take out row 5, and alongside him was Chemo Code, but I believe that he didn't get to the grid on time at the start of the race. So it looks like we've got a 9-car field here at Cleveland.
Yeah, that's correct. They just couldn't get that car fired up on the grid and unfortunately couldn't take the start. So we will get this race kicked off, unfortunately, with the way the streaming works with this title. And we're having some issues this time around. Our standings are not working, but we will try and do our best for you to keep you informed of what's going on around the track. So we're pretty much going green off the beginning here. And away we go. The green flag and a huge wobble from Commander Sirius 53 as Detective pulls out to the right as they head into turn 1. It's Dado up the inside. I'm sorry, Darky up the inside. And Old Diggs tries to run wide, but he just gets it a bit too wide. That's Detective looking around the outside. And that looks like Dark's got up underneath Cirrus there as they head across into turn 2. As they fan out the very wide airport runway here. So we've got Magic Mass leading through Dark Racing, then Cirrus, then Detective, Dado Racer, and I think that's Old Diggs just behind with Ernst Van Gore behind him.
Nice start by everyone, getting through there cleanly. Look how wide this airport is. It's really commitment, isn't it, getting those lines in here, Cirrus?
That's right, it's pretty wide, but that being said, it's actually a lot less straight than you think, as it looks like Magic Mass is already cleared out. I reckon about a second or two. I'm sorry, a second above Darky, and there's a bit of a gap back to Cirrus, who's got a bit of a train foreman behind him. Oh, and that's Darky off! He's had a big moment out of the last chicane into the grass, and it's just like ice out there as most of the field goes through. He's managed to regather that into 6th place, I believe that is.
Yeah, but he's lucky he didn't actually hit one of the airport lights that are out there, because they can put a lot of damage on the car. So he looks like he took a bollard out, but not one of those clearance lights for the airport. So a bit risky having those clearance lights around the racetrack.
That's right. There's a low chance of hitting them, but it's never zero, as we see Dado Racer hounding the back of Detective, as it looks like Cirrus begins to pull away from that battle now and try and home down Detective, who actually has quite the lead. Look at that already, Woody. It's already... Oh, no, I thought it was half the straight, but it's not. But yeah, quite a few seconds already. Cirrus, Detective, Dado, Old Diggs, Dark. Let's see if I can get them all. Hyperden. And then we've got Stubbs Lachlan rounding out the field at the moment.
Yeah, nice job with that camera work with the leaderboard not being live as we speak. So basically use the track map for the viewers and look at the number represented on the track map, and that'll be the driver leading. So as we can see here, the orange dot at the moment is this man, Magic Mass, and clearing out very well with that clear road. But yourself just getting a little bit hounded behind with the pressures from the drivers at the moment.
That's right, and looks like Detective, especially Dado, all over the back of that Kmart rear wing in his 27 cool, 27 cool racing green Reynard Honda, as he's looking to make him regather some points from the championship, missing round 3 at Rio 280. And Old Diggs as well, he's keeping up with these two.
Yeah, round 2, we're into round 3, but obviously round 2, we just correct you there. We've obviously Dado Racer not being able to make the grid. So as you said, he's making good progress here and putting a lot of pressure up front and seeing if he can get up into the podium position.
It looks like Cirrus is starting to reel in Magic Mass now. It was a 59.8 for him on the last lap, and that gap does look a tiny bit closer already this lap.
Yeah, big one for the Newman Has teams too. Leading this championship 1-2, and yourself in the Chip Ganassi car, currently 3rd in the championship as we saw before. Really chasing down now Magic Mass and making, at this stage, Detective in 5th position. I think he's in 5th position. I'm not 100% sure, but no, just behind you in 3rd. Sorry, so you're right in the middle of this battle at the moment with looks like Dado doing better than his teammate after he had an excursion out on the grass, but he's making inroads back on Old Diggs Darker as well. So these Team Cool Greens are looking pretty strong here at Cleveland.
They are looking pretty racy, but I tell you someone who isn't looking racy right now, it's a 101.7 from Magic Mass last time round. Cirrus 1.7 seconds out of his advantage, and he's all over him now.
Yeah, that's strange what's might have been going on with Magic. Maybe something with maybe his tyre pressures, or not really a big problem, I don't think, in AMS2, but yeah, he's lost some pace at this stage of the race, and he's going to be very vulnerable with this red Chip Ganassi really hounding the back of his car now.
I tell you what, Woody, I have some insider information from the pit lane. The number 6 Newman Haas racing car started on the soft tyre, and we know that, and number 1 on the hards. And then look at that track temperature up the top there, 55 degrees. Those hot softs will be cooking right now. As you can see, he's just missed the corner. He's gone wide, and that's allowed Cirrus up the inside.
Nice move. Will you be able to hold it? Looking like he will.
Yeah, it looks and so. He's got the inside for the turn 2-3 chicane, and he's just understeered wide for that number 6 car, and that's Cirrus through to take the lead on lap 6.
Yeah, nice move to run the hards there. Obviously, Magic making the risky move, trying to run the softs with this 55-degree track temperature. Now, wonder what his teammate, Detective, by all accounts, it looks like Detective is catching him as well with the previous lap of 1 minute 0.5. So basically half a second faster than his teammate. So it's assuming that they've thrown an alternate strategy for Magic.
I'll have to
And
check in the
we've
pits
got
about that one. Sorry, continue.
59 laps of this race too, so 6 laps already down, 7 laps as we speak now, and yeah, look at these cool green cars too starting to get onto the back of the Newman Haas racing pair.
I love that camera angle there, Woody. It's such a wide shot. You can see a lot of the field, and you just see how wide this track is in
And
some
not only
places.
that, the big cargo ship in the background too of the port of Cleveland as well. So
Oh, I
you know,
missed that.
it's got quite a lot going on here, and all the crowd all filtered down on the main straight and get a great view right across the circuit. And there's big calls, Cirrus, to try and get this circuit back in the real IndyCar series as well. It's a fan favourite around here, the airport here of Cleveland.
I've never actually seen it run before, if I'm honest with you, Woody, but I wasn't sure about that until I raced it, and now, yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. And yeah, maybe one day they can bring it back. Riding on board with Detective now. So he also seems to be closing in on his teammate. Bit of an
pretty slick looking cars, these Swifts, aren't they? They're a little bit different body shape to the Reynards that we're all used to in most of the field, but we've also got the Lolas as well. But yeah, oh, here we got a pit stop.
That's right. It looks like Dark GRTV is in the pits. Quick stop for him, and he's floating by the looks of that. Not back down onto the ground now.
He's a bit late. He's probably carrying the Jackman with him for a while.
Check out this pit exit too, Woody. Just feeds you out right into the racing line of the pit exit. No blend line or anything.
Yeah, it's just full throttle, isn't it? Straight out of turn 1.
That's right.
Out of the pit lane.
Let's relieve some pressure off old Diggs here.
Yeah, having a good run. Running in 4th position. He showed some form also at Rio as well. He led the race for a while during the safety car period and out of a safety car period, but unfortunately out of that safety car period, I think he gassed it up too much. Oh, was that a little bit of a mistake? We were seeing back there a little while ago.
I think it was.
From, Detective just getting on the throttle, I think, out of the first corner, and that's what we're talking about with old Diggs. On the restart, we saw that last week, seriously. He looped it out of the final corner as he's tried to get restarted, and had to then come back through the field again.
So Cirrus leads from Magic Mass over Detective 209, who we're all got the camera on now. Dado Racer, he's in 4th place. Old Diggs, 5th. We got Ernst Van Gore, he's a little bit of a way back. He should just be coming into the back of shot now. He's in 6th place. Or, yeah, 6th. We got Hyperdan, he's in 7th. With Dark GR in 8th and Stubbs Lachlan in 9th. But it looks like Dado, he's all over the back of Detective now.
Detective, yeah, it was actually a mistake again by Detective, I think. So that's twice in a row. Turn 1, I think he's going in a bit too deep, and it's not hard to do with these big runways. You see how wide they are. So close.
Yeah. So I just saw Dado Racer get a heap of opposite lock through that left-hander of the chicane.
The old fella's not too quick, not too bad on his reflexes, I tell you what. So maybe playing golf is keeping him on his toes. He needs it around here, that's for sure.
Yeah, the bumps as well. Hopefully Dado can last the race. Wouldn't be comfortable.
No, so we're just about to knock over onto lap 11 of these 59 laps around here. So what we're looking at least just over an hour probably of running for these drivers. They're lapping on that minute mark. Obviously pit stops as well that they're going to need, and possibly a safety car, we don't know. But Ernst Van Gore constantly lapping at this moment. 1 minute's just nearly 1 minute one, so he's a little bit faster than a couple of the drivers in front of him. So maybe he's now starting to get a little bit comfortable and may start seeing him slowly catching this pack again.
Yeah, I'll send our pit lane reporter down to the Team Rahal garage, but I've also got words that Detective and Dado both also on the soft tyre.
Oh wow!
It was a
So
late call too, actually, for the 27 team. They were going to run the hards and decided at the last minute to throw the softs on the car and to just drive it that bit conservative this first stint.
yeah, well, it's a big call with these hot temperatures. Not too hot, actually, the ambient temperature. It's just this big concrete runway, obviously. Oh, here we go with the lapped car. Getting out of the way, Stubbsy. He's been doing a good job.
Yeah, he's just struggling a little bit at this track. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah,
Him
it's
and
all about doing plenty of laps in practice, I think, around this circuit to really get these lines. And Old Diggs commented about that during the early parts of the week. He wasn't too sure about this track to start off with, but after spending a little bit of time learning how much he can send it into these corners, he got excited, and it's showing here at the moment. He's in a good position.
Yeah, that's right. I was just seeing Dark had an issue there on the last lap out of that left to right chicane, I should say. Two different chicanes three different chicanes on the track.
Yeah, they're perfectly 90 degrees lefts and rights pretty much, and going from one runway to the next taxiway. And yeah, what a way to have the Indycars out here on this rate on this airport.
Yeah, look at that ship and the helicopter. Look at that in the background.
Yeah,
Stubbs just lets Magic Mass through, and he's going to have Detective and Dado right behind him in just a few moments as well.
so it
Yes.
looks like all the top 6 drivers are pretty much doing the 1 minute lap times. There's not much into it in between everyone that last lap. There was probably 0.3 separating the whole field that time around.
Oh,
So, oh, geez.
and that was Darky again in the background. He's really struggling here. He's just come from the Le Mans 24-hour. He's running on the Team ANZCRL and iRacing, so he's didn't do a lot of practice here for this one as well. Oh, and look at
Yeah,
this foreground as well.
I was going to mention about that he was just
Oh, Old
obviously.
Diggs. He's had a
Oh
touch with
no,
was it
Stubbs.
Stubbs? Yeah, and just cost him a bit of time. Lucky he didn't go all the way around.
Yeah, so Stubbs obviously the blue flags there, just sort of, he's just getting in certain positions where it's just a little bit awkward for him. A bit more racecraft, I think, from Stubbs. You will see him probably back off a little bit earlier to let these faster cars through. But luckily, Old Diggs got through without too much incident. But I tell you what, it was probably a hairy little moment in that player's car right there. Thinking, was he going to be turning? But that's what he's just done just back there with letting him through is more what we need to see, I think, with the blue flag, especially on these road circuits.
That's right. So we've got Cirrus leading from Magic Mass, Detective 209, Dado Racer, Old Diggs. Then that's Stubbs Lachlan. He's in 8th place. We've got Ernst Van Gore in the background. He's in 6th. Dark. Actually, I believe Dark's. Yes, he is. He is at the back of the field right now. 9th is. So Hyperden, he's in 7th. Well, let's go have a look at Hyperden real quick. In the number 12 Target Chip Ganassi car. Lap 15 of 59, so a quarter of the way through. Getting close to the two-stop strategy. Stoppers, if anyone was going to take that. You can easily do the race on one stop, but whether the tyres can, it's a totally different story.
Yeah, it's another different story. But Hyperden, we were commenting about him last week, how good he was around Rio. How, he got the luck of the safety cars to get back a few laps to challenge that mid-pack, and he actually did. He ended up leading the mid-pack home in the end in that race by never giving up. So he led the drivers that were 2 laps down. Yourself fell a lap down after that go for the lead
Oh,
near the end where your car, well, you were in the lead and then she let go on you, Cirrus, but ended up falling a lap down because you had to go into the pits for some damage, and you were safely in front of everyone. So you're the only other car that was 1 lap down, but plenty were 2 laps down. So he's been doing a great job out there, Hyperden, as is this man, Magic Mass.
leads the championship at the moment. I've got a new feature to our broadcast today. Uh, the ticker down the bottom of the thing. Go through the championship results while you watch our coverage. But yes.
Yeah, so the admin have not been resting on our laurels. We keep trying to improve the league and the pleasure of viewing the replay as well. So good work there by, I believe yourself did some work there with that ticker. So that's a good little addition to the viewing of the replay.
Yeah, thank you, Woody. We're trying to improve it the best. So you can just see a little bit of left hand. There's some scrape marks on that left side of that number 27 cool green entry of Dado Racer as he's pushing hard to stay on the back of Detective. 1 minute point 0 last lap. So you can see, yeah, 59.9 for Old Digs. And I believe I saw Cirrus do a 59.6 a lap before.
And those marks would be coming out of this corner, I believe, onto the wall. You'd think so. That's where they get them.
There's been a change for position here. Old Diggs, he must have made a mistake because there he is, and just in front of him is Ernst van Gore.
Oh yes, sure is. Ernst is doing a great job. What position is we saying Ernst in at the moment?
Ernst is in 5th place at the moment.
5th. So started in 7th, so up 2 positions.
That's right, and he's still doing those. He's
someone in that background had spun out too.
That's Darky.
That was Darky again.
It's Darky again. That's really struggling here.
Going to be called the Dark Guru TV corner, I think, that one.
I can't tell if it's crabbing. I don't think so. It's hard to really crash here. There's only like one real corner you can put it in the fence in.
Yeah, as I said, that was the one where I was saying that probably that's where we've seen those scrape marks down the left side of cars coming out of that second 90-degree corner onto what you might call the pitch straight, the entry to the pitch straight pretty much. And but we have seen damage from cars hitting those light poles that are in the ground, but I'm not too sure if that's still a thing with the updates that the game's had. I remember a couple of years ago we ran the Grand Prix around here as a special event, and any cars hitting those yellow poles with the lights, you got pretty much ripped your suspension off the car. You didn't go very far if you hit one of them.
Yeah, true. But just going back to Ernst van Gore, we've had some update from the pit lane. Hards on the left, softs on the right for his car.
Wow. Okay, that is very alternative. That's obviously doing some practice finding the best ways. So well done to Team Rahal, seeing them exploiting the rules and having different compounds on the car. Well done.
I think it's genius. He's well in his rights to give it a try. And look, all I can say is it's probably paying off for him. He's lapping with the clear air in that consistent mid to late 60-second bracket as Dark's in the pits for a second time.
Yeah, things aren't going too well for him, is it?
No, I think he's just try and pick the points up, I believe, for this one. And try again next week at Gateway in an oval where he'll be strong, just as he was last week in Rio.
Yeah, he's an oval, well, I wouldn't say an oval specialist, but he does enjoy and he does know a little bit about the weight jackers and how to manage the car. Oh, jeez, look out.
Yeah, Hyperden just being caught in the wrong spot, unfortunately, but they get through. He's lifted off, lets that
really
pass.
well,
he has.
To be honest, like he didn't really get in the way. He's done the right thing. That's very knowing where he is, being race smart. I love this view of these cars up above the driver's helmet.
And as you just see, Magic Massey's run wide again, but he seems to get the drive down once it's straightened up. And
It's almost a
Sirius's
repeat
out
of
about to
Rio where
6 second gap now.
I was going to say, it's about where Rio, where he was pulling away from his teammate down the straights, but then through the corners, Detective was a lot faster, running a little bit more wing, so it could be the same sort of thing. I think Magic likes his cars with not too much aero. But he's sort of regathered himself again here and pulling away again, or managing that gap.
It was, you didn't really notice it at Long Beach, but you did notice it a little bit here, the dirty air. The lack of downforce. Like, still not a huge deal, but I did notice it in some corners. As you can see, he's closing in again. Detective gets a better exit out of the chicane. Maybe his gear different. It's very wide for Magic now. And Detective, he's left some room on the outside. Are we going to see? Nope, he's fallen in behind. It's Detective. Gets that second place from his teammate.
What can Detective do now? Can he start bridging, closing that gap on Commander Sirius, who's still out in front, enjoying the clear air? And you'd hope that Magic just probably tries to be rear gunner from this man, Dado. Because look at Dado, what some pace he's had. So missed 1 week, and he's come back. And be granted though, he finished third in the opening round at the streets of Long Beach. So, you know, this is his thing out on the circuits. I'm not too sure how he's going to go with the ovals, but definitely loves the road circuits.
Yep, and we can see the first of the pit stop, or at least for the no damage. We got Magic Mass in lap 23. I believe this might
be those soft tyres too much for it.
I'm just trying to think. Can you get to the end from here? He must be able to.
Yeah, well, it's going to go 46 laps. It's 59 in distance, so he's going to have to go. He's probably done maybe a third of the race, so he's going to have to do 2/3 of the race still. So I wonder if he's put the hards on, or he's opted for the softs again. And just to remember that the track starts to grip up the longer the race goes too, so that's going to help with tyre wear. Just as long as he doesn't pinch those brakes and lock them up early in this stint while the tyres are getting up to temperature and pressure.
Yeah, that's right. He's rejoined the race in 6th place. Be a few seconds behind, that's Old Diggs in 4th. I mean, sorry, not in 4th. He's car number 4 on the map. He's in 5th place. Still trying to find Ernst Van Gore, who has increased his pace to 1 minute point 1. Although Old Diggs did a 59.6 on his last lap, so the times are coming down.
And on 59.6 from Old Diggs, that's very impressive as well, as you'll say. And for anyone lately coming in into the viewing of this as well, the leaderboard apparently is just broken. It's not working, so that's not the correct order where everyone is at this stage. So we try and keep you up to date at the moment, but we've got Commander Sirius leading the race. In second is this man here, he's Detective. And then we got Dado Racer in 3rd position. I believe in 4th we've got Ernst Van Gore, and then 5th will be Old Diggs, who's absolutely on a charge at the moment. But as we've seen, he got held up with Hyperden in the traffic. And then we got Magic Mass, who's just come out of the pit, so he was running 3rd and now finds himself in, 6th position, I think. 7th is Hyperden, and 8th will be Stubbs, and I think 9th is Dark Racing, who's had a terrible time with fatigue basically after doing the Le Mans race with the majors on iRacing. So
Actually,
it's good to see him out there.
I think we've got the end of the results a bit wrong. I think Dark's actually ahead of Hyperden. See the blue dot number 9 representing Hyperden being a lap down, or going to be put a lap on him. So I believe Dark, he's in 8th with Hyperden 9th, and Stubbs Lachlan in 7th at this stage of the race. So that's just, like we said before, difficult to tell with the timing board out. But, I don't know, just looking back into this field now, Look at Dado and Detective's pace compared to Commander Cirrus right now.
Yeah, definitely starting to, yeah, 59s for both Detective and Dado. Good call. And yourself was doing 1 minute point 6, so almost, point 6, point 7 of a second faster. The other two are the chasers, basically. And could this just be one of those things? You just get out in the lead, you've been pushing. Is it starting to get the tyres? Just a few little laps of concentration, getting the braking markers right? Because when you're following another car like this and the car in front, you're sort of just so concentrated, hitting those brake markers. But when you're out in front, just lapping and lapping, you can start to, just miss those points every now and then. But definitely for Dado, he's got a reference, hasn't he? Following Detective. So Dado can really concentrate on hitting those marks lap after lap.
That he
It's a
can.
little bit easier being the following car.
Another few tenths from Cirrus then, so they've hauled in a second over the last two laps, the two of them. But yeah, I didn't find the car to be. I wasn't pushing. It was just 56 degrees. It was already on edge as it was. I was just hoping to put the. Just when I built that 6 second gap, I thought this is it. Let's just manage the race from here. We've got the pace, and yeah, try and bring it home in the lead finally. But
Yep.
hey, as you can see at this point, I did notice the team told me the times that these two were doing, so I tried to find a little bit more pace out of her. But to be honest, yeah, it was struggling. I recognise at this pace, it didn't really want to push much harder than what I was. Um, as you can see, another 3 tenths I could eat out that lap as the guys behind found another couple of tenths on me there. But yeah, no, the rear end wanted to break away in corners where I wanted it to stick. So I felt the pressure from behind. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. And then, as I said, Dado's really lapping this up, as I said, because Detective's time, he's not that much slower than Detective. So he's using Detective as a good reference point around this. As I said, they've been running now 28 laps, so nearly about 30 minutes around here, and your mind can wander a little bit with the big open spaces around the circuit, as there's not much referencing because it's you've got grass, big runoff areas, so yeah, it can get difficult to try and keep yourself in the zone, but there's
Magic
Magic
Mass,
Mass.
he always just run a little bit wide there, but and again, he's just grabbed old digs on the last few laps or so. And the fastest lap of the race so far, 59.5 for Detective 209. He's pulled away from Dado and he's reeling in Cirrus at a rate of knots right now.
Yeah, this is a very exciting for sure. Great driving. As we always say, these longer sort of hour races, you do start to see the seesawing effect of drivers' performances as well as the wear, fuel drops as well, brake fade. It's all those sort of things you got to manage in these longer races compared to just your short 20, 30 minute sort of sprint races here on AMS2. And I think these drivers are enjoying this challenge, to be honest. And talk about challenge, that little dip out of that 90-degree corner, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it just jumps. It just is a huge bump right on the apex as well. As we see Old digs into the pit for a scheduled stop, so he's on a one stopper. And we'll see where he rejoins, though I suspect it will be in 6th place. And it will be. Who's that? Oh, I didn't notice. Maybe Ernst van. Oh no, there it is. Red dot now appears on the map. So yeah, he's rejoined in 6th. With 3 blue dots on the track, meaning they're a lap down on him. So 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yep.
So I
So
believe
Ernst is still running fourth, but
he is.
off away from the pack. But there's not much between first, second, and third. As you said, though, Dado's probably just dropping that little bit away. But oh, hang on,
I thought that was Dado too. But it
I'll
was
put the old
dark.
the old commentator's curse. even though this race has been run and won, but Dado's just making, he's almost tracking it into this pit lane. He's got his own lane now, going into the pit lane.
Well, Dado stays out. He's still chasing Detective. Just couldn't quite dip under the 60-second bracket like the other two on the last lap.
But still, over the last 5 or 6 laps that we've been looking at these times, Detective has been constantly be faster. So slowly reducing this gap, and we can see it on our screens now that every time we're looking at Cirrus, just in the background, we can see Detective. So that would be starting to reflect in the mirrors of your car at the time too. So you would have been starting to see that more prominent, that black Kmart car getting closer and closer.
Yeah, that's right. He was coming. And it looks like Dado's in the pits.
So the first one to blink of these three, but let's see where obviously Magic Mass comes out in relative to Dado, because he was in front of Dado at the time when Magic pitted. So we can see if Dado's those fast laps that he's been following Detective, if that's going to leapfrog him and keep him in that third position, or will Magic take third?
I don't think he will.
Well,
Dado's moving.
Yeah, so there's still a bit of a long haul out of pit lane, but 130 kilometres an hour as well, so they got the pace. And as you brought up earlier, you can just really slingshot straight out of that first corner on exit out of the pit lane. So yeah, well, good job.
You just see Magic there. Just had a moment at turn 1. 109 for Magic last lap, so he's made an error. He would have come out in front of Dado, you'd think, if he'd took 9 seconds off that time.
Yeah, I don't know why he would have caused. It must have been on his own, because there's no traffic around him. Hang on. That's another big moment.
Yeah. Oh.
I wonder if he was having any screen problems, but that would seem like just, well, I guess he maybe got his wheel maybe out on, we saw the end of it, but maybe just got it out on the grass and looped him. I'm not too sure, but definitely caught him out there. He did. How was the save he did at Rio? Last week he wasn't able to save it this time though, but he was fully sideways, 90 degrees almost out of the turn 2 of Rio, but I wasn't able to bring that one in, obviously, here at Cleveland.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Magic. He was running well, and it looks like 59.6 and a 59.5 for the front two on the last time, as Detective now comes into the lane. Oh, it was cool coming through the pit lane, having that tunnel vision.
Yeah, it's definitely a good little pit entry, but you're still staying out. So the last one's still to stay out. Hang on.
We've had Detective. He's missed the pit bay. He's had to reverse it up a fraction, so that'll cost him some precious time as he looks to undercut Commander Cirrus 53, who didn't do a particularly great lap last time around. 1:04. Where's Dado? Will this help him?
Lucky he didn't go too much further either, because going a bit too much further, he might have got disqualified with reversing too much. So got to be careful whacking it in reverse. But here we go. He looks like he's been. Oh, actually, is Dado just in front, or was that Darky?
That's
no, Dado's behind. So it's the colder tyres, I think, would be the problem there. It's, Dado's lost some pace. As you said, the undercut does work with the warmer tyres, but now Detective has to get those tyres up to temperature, so maybe Dado can close that gap, but he's got a lap traffic behind him he's going to deal with at the moment.
Yeah, so the overcut works for about 2 to 3, maybe 4 laps, while the pit stopper has to warm the tyres up. But then, once warm, there's a bit of like a happy period. Oh, that was a lot of curb for Detective there at the last corner. Happy period where they come on strong for a couple of laps. And that's where an advantage can be pulled back. So keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and that would probably have been a track cut warning maybe for Detective. There was the track cuts, the 3 available. I don't think did anyone get drive-throughs from memory for, we haven't seen them yet, but everyone's been behaving themselves.
The stewards seem to have been turning a blind eye to that last corner. We're able to use quite a bit of curve there as Magic Mass comes in for a second time. This won't be scheduled, Woody.
Looks like everything's okay with his car though, so maybe the tyres, is with all those spins, maybe he's had a few flat spots, so he's decided he's really got to come in and put new fresh boots on, get back out again.
That's right. We've got Ernst van Gore coming in now. You can't actually put different sets of tyres on either side of the car here, so wonder what the team are going to do. Are they going to go the hard tyre, or are they going to put the softs on? We'll find out a bit later on.
I think the only thing you can do is do the fronts and the rears, can't you? You can change softs at the fronts and hards at the rear if you wanted. But as you said in the opening part of the broadcast, when you found out from the pit relaying that he actually ran hards on the left, I think you say, and softs on the right.
That's right. He ran hards on the loaded side.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, getting that done for the start of the race. But as you said, when you come in for a pit stop, if you're changing tyres, you can't specify to change the left side different to the right. It's only the front or the rears that you can change compound.
Commander Cirrus is in the pits, and Detective 209 at 59.5 on his last lap. He is flying right now. And he comes out of the lane. Where's Detective? He's coming down the straight. There's Cirrus.
It's going to be close.
He's up the top. He gets out just ahead. But
wow.
He's going to have the cold tyres. Detective's going to be all over him in no time now. You can see he struggles through that chicane. He's already on the back of him now. He'll be in range come the end of this lap.
Does not take much, does it? It's amazing. The difference just as you're trying to get those tyres up.
And especially if they're cold hards like Cirrus, as there goes Detective into the lead of the race through the double right-handers at the back end of the circuit.
Yeah, nice setup move by Detective. Awesome job, but unlucky for yourself, Cirrus. But look, as they're getting up to temperature, your tyres are going to be that little bit stronger and be able to challenge Detective. But I tell you what, Detective would have cleared you nice and easy if he didn't overshoot his pit bay in his pit stop. So that definitely cost him. Gave you the opportunity. But again, those warmer tyres have just made it a little bit easy for Detective.
Oh, that wheel spin from that Chip Ganassi car there out of turn one. That's the hard tyres take a little bit longer to get up and go. As you can see, Detective's already put about second and a half on him. And that's Dado.
Yes.
Oh no, it's not Dado. Sorry, that's Magic Mass behind. Oh, and he's had a spin there. Is he gonna? He's off the road. Dado's gonna be able to get through safely.
Wow, we haven't seen this from Magic Mass for a long time, have we? I'm just trying to think of most of the races we've seen of Magic. He's pretty incident-free, but he's just not comfortable in that car. Round 3 here at Cleveland.
No, that's right. He's pretty solid, and he's usually very quick as Magic Mass. 1 Monaco, 1 Long Beach, 2nd last week at Rio.
Yeah, and struggling at this stage, but we apologise to the timing board. It's not working. It's just basically stayed where it was from the start of the race for the grid positions. So we're doing our best to try and keep tabs of where everyone's going at this stage. But the action here is pretty hot. It's plenty going on at this stage. There's little battles. There's cars trying to get on the back of the trains, catching up slowly, just knuckling in the laps. And the person that's doing that at the moment is Dado, 59.9, faster than these two leading pair. They're holding each other up with their battling.
We just saw our Detective run a little bit wide there at the first of those 2 right-handers, which put him wide again for the second one. And that's allowed Cirrus to catch back up, but his tyres are now up to temp. To head into turn 1. 1 minute 6 point for Detective. 1 minute flat for Cirrus. 1 minute flat for Dado. So it's Detective leading Cirrus, leading Dado Racer. He's just coming out of turn 1 there. 4th place is the man, Ernst van Gore for Team Rahal. Look, he's climbing up that field ever so slowly. 1 minute 1 for him. I believe he's on the soft tyres now for all round. 5th
Yeah,
place.
so great drive.
Is this man here 5th place? Old Diggs in that stunningly blue number 99 car. Those are the cars still on the lead lap here. 6th place, Magic Mass. Or is he? Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's in 6th position. I think he's a lap down, I think, possibly. If you're getting close. I
Oh, it's
can't see.
Hyperden. He's had a big one.
Oh, no. Big moment. He's lost the wing. He's going to carry the wing almost the pit lane, I thought. Put it up onto the nose of the car, but here he goes.
Oh, it's very difficult to drive. He's just better off to just coast that one back slowly. See how he goes.
They look pretty wild without wings, don't they?
They do. Imagine if they raced without them. This old Diggs comes
Reminds
past.
you, reminds you of Formula Ford.
Yeah. Oh, and around it goes, and just in the pretty bad spot here as the leaders come through.
Oh, oh.
They're both in the
Yeah.
fence. They're all in the fence.
They're all in the fence. Oh no, he's still parked up there on the apex as he's trying to get himself going again. And the safety car is moving. That's Cirrus out of pit lane, number 11. So it looks like the safety car has been called from that because I think they needed to. He was parked on the apex there, and you guys both hit the wall. And how about the sign on the safety car? It says, "Follow me."
It does on the back of it.
You can really see it if we get on, probably on Old Dicks. You might be on board. You can really see that graphic.
He does now. Old Diggs, he's not the race leader, but he's just waiting on instructions there from race control to pass the safety car. He's not a lap down, but he just got caught behind it. As you can just see, follow me on the back left of that bumper there, on the bonnet, sorry. As he's waiting for the go-ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if did they give a go-ahead around it, or I think it's just on the display. It'll probably be saying to follow the car that he should be following, which would be, I don't know, is it the number 8 car, which was Stubbs? It might be saying to follow Stubbs, though. There's just not enough information in the game, is there, to be honest, about the safety car?
That's right, we've got 2 cars in the pits, obviously Hyperden getting that damage repaired, and Magic Mass coming in wide as well for that stop. Detective 209 now leads the field. Stubbs Lachlan also, oh, he's had a crash too. He's lost his rear wing.
Oh, wow, is this trying to catch up to the safety car or something?
I'm not sure. It seems to be all going on now. Lap 40, so 42 I should say. We've got about 17 to go. And this will help Ernst Van Gore. This will also help Old Diggs. So try and find them.
I'm sure the runway crew will be happy to find those wings when they go back to work on the Monday morning. It'll be a good souvenir of the Indycars being around there at Cleveland.
That's correct. But yeah, Magic's still in the pits now. Long repair.
Now this is going to really hurt his championship, isn't it? Like he came into this championship, as we saw on this on the ticker. It'll probably come across very shortly, leading the championship from his teammate. And I think it was by, what was it, about 7 points or I can't remember we'll have a look here as it comes on through, as it looks like the safety car may come in this time around.
It will, Woody. The lights are out, even though you can't see it, but the lights are out. We'll be going green this time by.
So as you can see on the ticker there, you've seen that Magic Mass was on 37, and you can see what Detective is on currently before this championship. So there's not much in it between the two, but with Detective, is he leading the race at this stage?
He is leading the race.
He is, yes.
So it's Detective from Cirrus, from Dado Racer, from Ernst Van Gore. Those are your 4 cars on the lead lap, still queued up. We got Old Diggs, he's just coming around. He's going to join the queue by the time we go green, but he'll have to restart behind Stubbs Lachlan, as Magic Mass is out of the pits as well. And I think he's bolted on a new set as the safety car's coming in now.
Alright, here we go, resuming.
Now, there's a bit of uncertainty around the rules of the restart, but we all decided just once it was green, just to be fair.
Yeah, so 59 laps the
Oh, look at him
distance. We're
fan
on lap
out, Woody.
44. Oh, here we go.
As it looks like Detective holds the inside, and that's Cirrus trying to go around the outside. Ernst is quite heavily on the inside, and that's Dado Racer into the back of the Chip
Oh,
Ganassi #1 as they get out of turn 1. Ernst has managed to keep Old Diggs back, but Old Diggs has gotten... Ernst Van Goor's having a look down the inside of Dado now, but he just couldn't hold it off. So they go Detective leads from Cirrus, from Dado Racer, from Ernst Van Goor. Old Diggs is in 5th. Stubbs Lachlan is next. And oh, Old Diggs, that's deep. And so is Stubbs, and Stubbs has spun around. Oh, my goodness! He's rolled it! Oh my
no.
goodness! He's lost both ends of the car. And luckily that reset button has saved him, or he would be out of the race. As we go back to the front now, Detective, that soft tyre gives him quite the restart advantage as Commander Cirrus comes through the chicane. Here, he still stays there. Dado Racer all over the back of him. Is he going to have a think about it? He does
Oh, you
not,
gotta
but
have a breath.
he's all over him. And so is Ernst Van Goor. They're all there. Those hard tyres are killing Cirrus right now.
Oh, how's the restart? As you said, all fanned out. Everyone's going for it. Oh, it's been great. I tell you what though, if if Stubbsy just kept it upside down for a little while, I reckon the safety car would have come out again. It would have been a reset.
Absolutely. There's his wing there as we're just gone past on Dado's onboard camera now. Looks like Cirrus finally found a bit more grip. Oops, wrong person. As he come back onto the back straight this time around. Just over about 15 laps, 13 laps to go now. Detective, he has about a second and a half advantage over Cirrus.
Yeah, be 14 to go with 49. I mean, 59's the distance on lap 46 now.
And there's your top 5 on screen there with actually top 6, but Magic Mass, he's a lap down. We've got, I like this shot here, Detective, Cirrus, Dado, Ernst. Oh, Old Diggs, I heard the car revving. There he goes. He's looped it, but he's got
Oh
another lap
no.
back to Magic Mass, so he's safe for now.
Yeah, he's in that little spot there that he's safe, but he's obviously can't really get. He's in a place where because he can't get that lap back, can he? So that's one thing that we'd like to. Hopefully, the future AMS2 allows admins to set the rule to see if they can get wave throughs on safety cars or anything like that, because currently they'll get penalised if he did try and go through that safety car to get a lap back. So the only thing that we do have is we found out
Oh, there's
on
Cirrus. He's off. He's off. He's hit the
no.
curb. He's gone. He's managed to straighten it, luckily. But he's rejoined, and he's lucky Old Diggs has gone off because he's rejoined 4th place behind Ernst Van Goor now. Oh,
Costly mistake again, getting near the end of the race and throwing away a good position now, but he's still got time. That's the good thing about this race. But look now on that map position, who's car number 5, Detective, leading this race. And Cirrus has got all the work involved up in front of him now, and he's got to try and make moves though on Ernst and Dado, and we've seen how racy they have been this afternoon here at Long Beach. I mean at Cleveland.
look at these laps that Detective and Dado have just put in as well. 59 444, 59 414 for Dado. He's starting to reel that gap in on Detective 209. He can smell a race win. There's just one car between him and the trophy.
Yeah, can it be back-to-back victories? We saw him win at Rio. He's on really good form at the moment, top form, and definitely. Oh, hang on, someone just came out of the pits. I think it was.
There was Old Diggs.
Yeah, so Detective really at his pinnacle at the moment, and he'll be fighting for the opening 4 championship as well. So that's well and truly alive at this stage. So this championship split up into 2 parts of the championship with the overall as well. So the glory will be the overall championship, but to keep interest, we've got the opening 4 rounds being their own championship, and then everyone can reset after Indy, because Indy's the middle round of round 5 of this 9-round championship, and then the final 4. So We can expect people like Ernst van Doorn, who's actually been so strong, even in the opening rounds. He's got a 5th, and then he finished 4th last week. Can he go one better and get 3rd position? Currently holding 3rd. He's just got Dado up the road. Get through this lap.
Yeah, see, he's got to get past Old Digs there. I believe Woody may have some audio difficulties there, potentially. But yes, Old Digs just lets Van Ernst through. Cirrus has got to find a way past him now. Woody Lizard, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there we go.
Definitely
Okay,
hear
he's
you.
back. Yep. Cirrus's car is just on the edge right now on that hard tire. It is twitching. It is wiggling through all the corners. Watch it next lap, Woody. Around, I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 5. That's the right-hander at the second of those kind of bus stop chicanes. As that car is just all over the place. How you expect an Indycar to be wrestled as he pushes, as he does another 59 out of that number 1 that's covered in mud.
I've been enjoying seeing you come out of turn 7 onto the back straight like on against the wall. You've been sideways every single time in the long shot. You're almost, hitting the rear wheel on the wall as you exit that last 90-degree corner before pit entry.
Oh, that's Old Digs again. He's lost it. It was started off well for him. Just the back end of the race as we watched Cirrus through this section. Oh.
How much can you extend out here?
Jeez.
This is just crazy, I tell you.
No wonder he spun out. As he's closed it up on... Yeah.
I was going to say driving angry at this stage and really putting in those times 59s. Let's see what this lap was.
It's a 1 minute 1. I think he's pushing too hard now. He's overdriving it. Stato Racer took 8/10 out of Detective last lap. So we've got about 8 laps to go, 7 laps to go here.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. You want to see it here to the end because it looks like it's going to be a battle between both Detective and Dado at this stage. But what's Ernst van Doorn got as well? So he's lapping similar paces. 1 minute 3 that last lap as well. Probably just a little bit slower than Dado, but lapping the same as Detective, the leader. So if the leader starts holding up Dado, you'd think that Ernst will start climbing near the back here, but laps might be running out for him. You can just see him in the background.
Yeah, that's right. And the backer shot should just be coming through the chicane now. The two, so there's your battling pair for first and your battling pair for second. As Dado Racer 59.4 last lap versus 59.7 for Detective, and Cirrus 1 minute flat versus 1 minute 4 for Ernst. So these two are pulling away slowly, but it looks like you do need quite a bit of advantage. I don't think we've seen a proper on-track overtake this whole race so far. Usually just coming through mistakes or the cold tyres. So very difficult to overtake and find a way through. The entries are pretty wide, but it often allows for late braking.
Yeah, I think that's where basically the overtaking was around this circuit, was pressurising the driver to make a mistake. And as we've been saying, how the open spaces, the vast of this track, it really does lead to a bit of driver error, and that you've got to be in the right spot to make it, make the most and benefit from those mistakes from the driver in front. And as obviously we've got Magic just exiting here, but I can.
Sorry, I just wanted
to. Go.
I just want to interrupt you there. Is this a fastest lap attempt here from Magic Mass in the number 6 Newman Haas Racing? There is a point up for that. His race is ruined. He's not going to drop a position by doing so. He's looking for an extra point here.
I think he was just double checking that private jet that we saw as well, was just getting ready for him. I was probably making sure the drinks are there. He wanted to get out of here as soon as the race was finished.
Told the boys to prep the plane. Jet. He won't be hanging around a party post race.
No, he thinks I'm just going to get out of here. So he's just making sure they were warming that jet up for him. But man, it's been a good battle here between all these drivers, and at the moment we've obviously got the battle for first and second, and then obviously for third and fourth between Ernst and and yourself. And everyone's challenged themselves for these 53 laps with only, 6 to go.
Dado, he's hounding him now. He's hounding him.
And this is what it was like before they just took their round of pit stops as well. Basically, Dado was benefiting from following Detective and got right on the back of Detective, but then I think, well, it was Detective pitted first, didn't he? So then they left Dado on his own for a while. Or was it around the other way? Dado pitted first. No, it was Detective because he went a bit too deep at pit. That's right, in his bay.
Yeah, Dado pitted first, but Detective had started to pull away from Dado at the time. Detective, yeah, he did overshoot, but Sirius had a slow stop as well, so maybe just a bit of extra fuel in, or just a slow in lap. Either way, that was what the Kmart car needed to take the lead of the race. And once again, Sirius, for the third round in the row, makes a mistake while in contention for victory as Dado takes a lot of curb at that last corner.
So that's what we're basically saying. So the final four championship could, really interest yourself, Cirrus, as well, because you've got the ultimate raw pace, but it's those little errors that have cropped in with the car just behaving a little bit different for you and catching you out. So let's see what happens here for that run for the final four. I reckon the final four championship is going to be very tightly contested, to be honest, as all the drivers get used to these cars as well.
That's right. We see a lot of drivers of 59.4 on the last lap. Three of them, Cirrus, Magic, and Detective. Ernst 59.8. Dado 59.7. The pace is hot. The track is hotter.
And we got Stubbsy in the comments too, saying that I think he does a pirouette spin with both him and Magic at the same time. I don't know if that's an old message or one that's just popped up, but Stubbs and Magic apparently both spin together.
I think
synchronized spinning.
We saw that one, I believe, a few laps ago. Once again, Dado 59.4, Detective 59.6. Look at everyone in the top. Well, Magic as well, 59.4. I don't know where to look. Ernst 1 minute .0.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? Like at this stage of the race, they're all knocking out 59s now. Don't forget the qualifying time was a 57.9, so 2 seconds faster than what they're doing right now. But this is race near the end, and this is the pace we're seeing. And look, as we ride on, Cirrus, he's really have to manhandle this car.
Yeah, there's a lot of wheel work going on, especially pointing the opposite lock as well, as he's really closes up on Ernst through here. He's all over him now. Look, as he puts the power down, it just rear end wants to go away. Oh, he just cannot get the power down out of that last chicane.
No, it's been a struggle, that's for sure, but this is very entertaining. Ernst wants to finally get on the podium for the first time, if he can, doing the best he can.
Magic Mass pits after doing a 59.2, so he's set that fastest lap of the race now. We haven't seen anyone do under a 4 just yet, as it's just a Cirrus a little bit longer, see if he can get on there, but we'll go back up to the battle for the lead in just a moment. 3 laps to go.
Yeah, Dado, I think he's not as close as you guys, but it's pretty close. So this is the battle at the moment. Keeping an eye on 5th and 6th on the. When you say 5th and 6th, that's on the map for those guys because we're a little bit. The leaderboard's not working for us. So obviously 5th is Detective leading this race, and Dado is the 6th dot on the map and doing what he can, seeing if he can really get on the back with 3 laps remaining.
1 to go, I believe. Actually, yeah, I've got to wait for Cirrus to cross the line for it to update on that super timing tower, and I believe it was 1 short as well, as the game's been playing up lately. So we'll see. I believe this could be the last lap, but the Detective leads from Dado, from Ernst Van Gore, from Cirrus, as Cirrus finds the back of him again, but he's just not there.
Just going to say, ran wide, Detective, but that gave Dado a little bit of an opportunity. I think there might be 1 more lap to go after this. We'll just see.
We'll stay on Detective though, but at this stage, at various stages through the race, there has been multiple leaders of the championship. Started off with Magic, then Cirrus, but now with Cirrus's fall, it's all detectives as he crosses the line. Does he do one more? It seems like they're breaking to do so. Yep. 1 minute 57 to go in this race. There's one more to go. This is the last lap now.
So the battle for these guys, and not much separates between third and fourth either. Like, what do we do? How do we watch? This is where we need two pitches in one. But it definitely looks like Dado's going to try and do, if he's got any chance, it's going to be out of this double right-hander as you're sideways through the chicanes, Cirrus. I don't know how you're doing a lap after lap.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit too far away, Dado. Unless he gets a good run out of the chicane, it's going to be hard because it's all about momentum through the chicane. It looks like Detective's going to do the job.
That he is. He comes out of the last corner and the checkered flag is waving for the number 11 Newman Haas Racing. Detective 209 and Dado. Ernst Van Gore and Cirrus is off exit stage left. Wow.
Almost, what's going on there?
Almost ends back on the track at turn 2. Wow, wowee.
Nothing to lose, I guess, because Old Diggs is a lap behind you, but I tell you what, wasn't that some entertainment at the very end?
And put your hands together for Ernst Van Gore. He's managed to grab another podium with our league in his 4th race, 2 podiums. And as you said before, 5th in round 1, 4th in round 2, and 3rd in round 3. He's on an upward trajectory. Could it be 2nd next week at Gateways? He's driving amongst the airport here.
I tell you what, if we keep going 5th, 4th, 3rd, and then what you said 2nd at Gateway, what's round 5? Indianapolis, the special event, 200 laps. Can we see Ernst Van Gore go 5, 4, 3, 2, and then take out the Indy 500? Time will tell.
Time will tell as we bring up the results of the first race. The 3rd round here. Detective wins and collecting the full 20 points here for victory over Dado Racer, who just finished 8/10 back, picking up 16 points. As you can see, Ernst Van Gore, 3rd place. Another podium for him, and for first one for Team Rahal for the season. Commander Cirrus 53, he'll be kicking himself, and he already is. He's only got himself to blame as he finishes 4th, picked up an extra point for pole position, and they'll be back to the drawing board for Gateway this week. Old Diggs a lap down, but pretty comfortably safe there for 5th place, picking up some more points for his championship. Magic Mass, not a great race, and that is the kind of result that loses championships. It's in 6th, and with the rate Detective has been going, might be the difference in the end. Stubbs Lachlan sorry, go on.
I was going to say that's it. You know, when you think about it, he came into this race leading the championship, and we'll soon see the end result of the championship standings. But Stubbs Lachlan coming home 7th, leading that Toyota Charge 5 laps down, 6 points towards his championship. Hyperden, as we've seen him losing a couple of wings as well, 8 laps down, 5 points. And Darky retired after a challenging race, so he gets half points from the championship, so he gets 2 points there. And same as Camo Code, not being able to start that car at the start of the race, so he still gets half points of the championship as a DNF to keep their championships ticking over. As you can see, fastest lap Magic Mass with a 59.064 in race trim. And that pole position from Cirrus is 57.994. I'd like to see how that stands up in the leaderboards over on time trial on AMS2. That's a pretty rapid time.
I believe it's about half second off the world record, set actually by Old Diggs in 5th place. And he said post-race that the setups used to set those times are not great race setups. So some work to do over there at the in the 99 garage for the next round at Gateway.
Definitely. I hope you like the new introduced graphics as well, as we've got the drivers there on the left. They could be real, or they could be just a bit make-believe, but let's just think they're real.
Yeah, but as we will now have a look at how that affects the championship points going into round four after three races, and there's been a change at the top, and that's Detective 209 in the Newman Haas Racing number 11, leading by 7 points over his teammate Magic Mass. And had it not been for Cirrus's error, and if he brought it home P2, they'd be tied together on points on 46. Uh,
Yeah, so going into the final four championship, I was just going to say there's a possible 22 points. So Ernst van Goor is also in a run in here if Detective has a very poor showing, 12th position, I think 12, the first 12 can score points. So if we get a big grid, Ernst van Goor is still in for a shot.
That's right. You get half points for showing if you don't finish and just showing up. So, well, not for just showing up if you finish in the top 12. But so far we haven't had more than 12s at the track yet. But yeah, Ernst van Gorf, another that third place promotes him up into fourth in the championship over Dark, who had a quite a miserable showing this weekend. Um, he might have even been fourth last week. I've forgotten to be honest. But Dado
Yeah,
Racer.
Darky was in front of Dado. I believe they swapped positions there.
Yep.
So
Dado, yeah, but Darky leads that midfield. Hyperden, having been to all the races so far, he's leading that midfield at the moment on 17 points. Old Diggs just behind on 16 with that fifth place. Woody Lizard unfortunately missing the last round, but unfortunately dropping him down into ninth with Stubbs Lachlan tied with him on the points. Ninth and 10th. Camo Code unfortunately couldn't get the car started this weekend, but still picks up 1.5 points for his trouble. He's in 11th in the championship. Bo Kane and the other team, Penske number 2, only having done one round so far in 12th with uh, Brockbuster 29 in 13th, but not enough space on this graphic. As we look to see what is coming next up this season, uh, we've got the next round, Gateway 300 from the Worldwide Technology Raceway, next Sunday on the 22nd of June. It should be well, I wouldn't call Rio 280 a proper oval, but I'm excited to see our first proper oval of the season at Gateway.
yeah, 150 laps around there, Cirrus. It's going to be a lot of fun. As we said, that race should be still around that 70-minute mark, depending on safety cars. But I'll tell you what, I remember running them around in the Gen 1 cars, and I think it's that first corner. She's really chews away that tyre, and then this last corner, I think that left. I mean, the right rear starts to really heat up too, taking a lot of load as you try and get that power on.
It should be interesting to see somehow if some of these oval specialists go as well. As we're looking at Detective, sorry, not Detective, Dark GR and Old Diggs. Old Diggs was coming into this championship looking at the ovals. We managed to convince him to come over to Cleveland, and hopefully he stays
Yeah,
around for the rest of the championship. But hopefully, maybe even seeing Scar and um, uh, Christopher
Christopher
Razor as
Razor.
well, and
Yeah.
shaking down before the Indy 500. But that remains to be seen.
Well, if we get all those drivers in and then we got a healthy Bo Kane, that's 12 drivers on the grid. So that will be very good to see if we can get that. And possibly Brock Buster if he can make it, but I believe he's a very slim chance. So could have 13 cars on the grid, which would be very entertaining if we can around that oval for Gateway 300.
It would, and that's one of the races where literally anything can happen. So if you're struggling for points, a clean race there will go a long way, I believe.
Definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure, Cirrus.
Yeah, as always, Woody, it's been great fun commentating these with you, and yeah, we look forward to the next round.
Yeah, I think he said it wasn't much of a race, but at the end of the day, I think there was a lot there that we got to recap on. And there was those little things that were going on in the background that some of the drivers wouldn't have been aware of when they were in their own race in their own car. So, yeah, there was some good little moments there around Cleveland. So, good race by everyone.
Yep, and yeah, once again, thank you for everyone who comes along to these and keeps the grid as big as they are and allows us to have a lot of fun racing in them and some even more fun for us, Woody, to call these ones back.
definitely.
All right, well, that's all from us this time around, and or maybe catch us again next week for the replay of the Gateway 300. I'm your host, Commander Series 53, here with Woody Lizard.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.